Oh, so this is Steven here, aka Game for Yoshi on DN, aka Rumple Foreskin on DGZ. I posted my profile up on Vexia's channel, and I realized it's a lot different. And like, I already had people message me asking me like a bunch of my car choices. So I'm just gonna go ahead and explain. 3 Rubik, standard, 3 scarm, 3 stair, 3 graff, 3 tour guides, obviously. Then 3 each on the shitty BAs. The main reason why I maxed out on all the BA names is because somebody on DGZ named Chumley Double Stack made a fucking amazing ass post on hypergeometric calculations. If you don't know what hypergeometric calculation is, Google that shit. You need to learn it. That shit is fucking god. But he had the percentages of all the like turn 1 Dante plays, and the one where 18 Burning Abyss monsters was like ridiculously fucking high. It was 81% turn 1 Dante, and that shit turned me the fuck on. Another big reason too, for like the past couple of months, I have not been liking trap cards in Burning Abyss. I felt like the whole big combo deck trend was just like getting to me too much, and I felt like traps took it away. But I didn't know what the fuck to replace it with. And I didn't even know if it was bad or not to take out the traps, because I didn't know if it was right or wrong, because nobody else was really talking about it. And then that's when that post came up, and that's when like the whole discussion started about like traps and stuff. And I pretty much just like said fuck it. I tested it for about a week, and I grinded DN on a reset for like 11 hours straight, and played this deck. I only lost once, and yeah, I just really liked it, and like turn 1 Dante and shit. And that this deck makes fucking huge ass boards, like triple Dante all fucking day. I didn't do triple Dante because that's just bad. Don't do that. Always do 2. The 2 Dante and Virgil were common as fuck. 2 Dante, whatever the fuck other BA you want. You know, it's just all the above. And then 1 BLS for the monster lineup. That's about it. Now for the spells. 3 Upstart, 3 MSTs, 1 Soul Charge is broken, 1 book for Shadal's, and the mirror, 1 creature swap for mirror and Quillforts, 1 econ against Shadal's and the mirror, and it's kind of good against Quillforts. Snap still, I got sacked by it a couple times. Fullest Barrel, another BA. Another trap lineup to where I was talking about I wanted to cut out traps. I only ran 6 traps. Originally I was running like 11, but I cut it down from like 14 to 11. I took out all 3 Vanny's Infinite. I thought Vanny's Infinite was bad because it didn't do anything against Quillforts, and it should never do anything in a Shadal matchup. If it does do something in a Shadal matchup, it means that Shadal's bricked, because like they dropped Enkoseka, Vanny's Infinite ain't gonna do nothing. And if I play Vanny's Infinite preemptively, they might chain El Shadal Fusion or have the Mathematician or MST to make me go neg and still Shadal Fusion. So it was like a worthless card, and it was only good against BA. But like a lot of parallels that I saw, and in post 2 and in playtesting, that was a reoccurring theme, that it seemed like more often than not that having more Burnihng Abyss monsters instead of a Vanity's Emptiness was way more better in the situation, because there's no deck that consistently get over 2 Dantes. Like the only one that can do it is Shadal's, and for them to commit 2 constructs to get over 2 Dantes is really fucking huge. And the only way they'll win is with Winda. And I made my main deck to try to beat Shadal's game 1, because I kept on losing to him in game 1, not because like the constructs or anything, it's because of fucking Winda. So 1 breakthrough skill, 2 karma cuts, 3 lake, and another reason why I ran the 18 Burning Abyss, because I felt like this variation had the best chance against Shadal's game 1, and it still fucking shit on the mirror, and like this deck just auto wins gets clips. It's kind of hard inside, but the reason why I was safe running with the minimum amount of defense, because these are searchable, kind of, not really, but they kind of are. When I make triple Dantes or whatever, like I'm gonna probably mill one, or not triple Dantes, I'm bad, 2 Dantes. If I open up a tour guide, I'm making double Dante like 90% of the time. And there's a lot of times too where like I'll make 2 Dantes and Virgil, like that shit was common. 2 Dantes and Virgil, and have an extra card in my hand, and like 2 Dantes and whatever the fuck else you want. And if it wasn't 2 Dantes, I probably just had a Dante and like a Scarm or a Graff. It was still a pretty good board. And another thing too, if I wasn't drawing having multiple Dantes, it means I was drawing trap cards, or it means I was drawing power cards like Soul Charge and like BLS and stuff, and Snatch Still. And that's a really good interaction with, because like if you're not drawing traps, then it means you're drawing BA monsters. And the only time that I break was my first round. I opened up fucking Rubik, 2 MST, and BLS and a Snatch Still, and I couldn't play. And that's the only time. Other than that, it was worked out perfectly. I was running 3 wing blasts, but I decided to change it because before then I just like had this bias that it was a bad card, and I finally made sense of it while I was back because like it was average against Quill Force, it was average against Shaddolls, it was average against Burnihng Abyss, so it was just average fucking card because you never wanted to wing blast like Scout, but like if anything I wanted to do, I wanted to karma cut the monsters that they searched out with Scout, and when they normal summoned it, karma cut banished the monster away, and like I just try to OTK him, and then against Shaddolls, like trap cards just bad against Shaddolls, like straight up. So like what the fuck, like, and then another thing too is like I don't want to put the monsters back, the fusion monsters back into the extra deck. I want the motherfuckers gone. And a karma cut's second effect is actually really fucking broken in the mirror. And then I took it down from 3 discard traps to 2 because I lost too many games to Winda. So I put 1 breakthrough skill in because if I opened up Dante, or if I open up Tour Guide turn 1, it means I went into a second Dante most likely. There's always like a chance I'm not gonna go into 2 Dantes, but like I fucking do it. Like I didn't go into 2 Dantes one time with Tour Guide. But yeah, like if you have a real high chance of milling breakthrough skill turn 1 because like you open up 5 card hands, 35. You're gonna go through like another 6 cards after that, and you have a high chance of hitting breakthrough skill. And if you do, you don't have to worry about Winda. The next is extra deck 3 downers. I run 3 downers because I run after sideboard. I run 4 spell cards to steal Dantes. 3 Dantes, 2 Nightmare Sharks for time, and against Killer. I never went to time once. That was pretty nice. 1 Acid Golem, 1 Ghost Trick Alucard, 1 Giga Brilliant, 1 Zinmains, 1 Fortune 2, never made it. 2 Virgil, always made 2. I made him a lot turn 1 too. Side deck 3D fusions, 1 Econ, 1 Ageki, triple Twister, 1 Fairy Wind. I decided to use 3 Twisters because I can't get floodgated in Rogue by like a bunch of bullshit ass cards, and I can't get floodgated by Quill Force like Skill Drain and Vanities, or else I can't play. 2 Ajama Trios, 2 Maxis, 2 Public Plants. I had my side deck too. Like I committed 4 cards to clearing Winda, and it's just not a good thing to do. Because I built like my main deck around beating Winda too. And like I didn't play against any Shaddolls, so it kind of sucked dick. And then I committed 4 cards to getting rid of Winda in my side deck, and they're like just dead. And the 4 cards being 3D Fusion Econ. And oh yeah, this against people who are still siding in level 1 strategies. And what I mean by that is like they're still siding in Vanities and Majesties. Those cards are fucking terrible. I played one opponent who dropped Vanities on me and playing Quill Force. I knew like at that point instantly won the game because they had like fucking 10 fucking outs to Vanities, Fiend, and Majesties, and it sucked dick because I drew my best one that didn't want to draw because I had Raigeki and Boca Moon, and I was like fucking gay. I wish there was Econ or something else, and I had to use it, but like I still ended up winning. Yeah, that's it for my side deck, and I guess we'll talk about the matches that I had that was most impactful to me. The match that I had against Michael Quasel, we both opened up fucking godlike in game 1. He had nutty ass hands. My hand was fucking better than his though. My field ended up being 1 dante with graff underneath it and a scarm, but it had 1 seer in my hand, and it had lake, karma cut, and econ set. Next turn he went fucking ballistic too, and I was like, holy shit, we opened up godlike. I'm thinking that in my head, and he put like 2 Dantes on board, and then he had scarm out without even normal summoning yet. I was like, what the fuck is going on? He didn't normal summon? What the fuck? I didn't know if he normal summoned or not, so I just laked him, and he added more cards back to his hand, and he summoned calab and Alec, and then he made Alucard, and I was like, has he normal summon? I kept thinking to myself, did he normal summon yet? And I had a potential just blowing him out because he had 2 Dantes engraved. If he made a 3rd one, I would just karma cut and I would win. But I think he had a read on my karma cut, and that's why he did it, and that's why he went to Alucard. And I should have just econned right away to get Alucard. There's no way for me to know if he had Tour Guide, but if he did, then I just lost. But then again, if he doesn't hit the right card, then he loses. And he hit karma cut, he hit the right card, he had a karma cut, he summoned Tour Guide, and I was like, fucking gay. But even after the fact, I think he knew I had karma cut, and I don't think he would have made that play anyways. But still, yeah, I still could have won too because he still couldn't clear my. I still had 2 Dantes in my extra deck and Virgil with that, and like I had a wall up. I put another Dante up and Scarm, but he ended up snatch stealing me the next turn, and I lost. In game 2, I fucking misplayed really hard. I was trying to play around Max C. I don't know why the fuck I did it. I supposed to summon Rubik, thinking that he sized in Max C, and then I supposed to summon calab, and he dropped Flying C, and like yeah, I just lost. Even then, I still could have came back. What ended up happening is like he walled up, and like I ended up walling up too, but yeah, he had snatch steal again, and like yeah, I just lost. Like I probably would have lost that game anyways, but there was still a possibility that I could stall out long enough to where he ran out of Dante's. But yeah, I probably still would have lost that game, but I misplayed really hard in that game too. And then my last round was against that impacted me a lot because that's the one I was on the bubble for top 8, and it was against Quillforts. And I actually want to apologize to the guy because I kind of felt bad afterwards because like I inherently called him a slow. I didn't call him a slow player, but I'm inherently thinking it because I told him to hurry up at the end of our game 1. Like not in a condescending way, like I did it in a nice way, like because in my head I'm like I know there's no way he can win, and he should know it too. But then I was being inconsiderate because like in a situation, given the situation, me and him, or this is the match where we either top 8 or don't. Like he should have all the time that he wants to think about whether or not he can win or not, because like he only had Scout in his hand. He already had existing Scout and a Helix, and there was nothing he could really do besides Pendulum Slumming and try to go for disc. And there's no way for him to OTK me because I was at full life and had 2 monsters on board. He ended up putting me down like to 3k-ish, and then after I told him to hurry up, he did his play or whatever. And I summoned just Tour Guy and just Nightmare Sharked him because he was under 900. Game 2, we both opened up pretty fucking nuts. His turn 1, he ended up committing 2 scouts on the board, and he has a pretty nice board though, but he doesn't have any traps. So it was my turn to go, and I opened up pretty nutty too. And I did a play to where I thought was like the best play to do. It's like he had to draw a 1 scale or a way to destroy his other scout. If he didn't, then he would lose next turn because I ended up putting up enough damage on board to where he's exactly at 3k, and I still have an existing Nightmare Shark on board, and he has to get rid of it because like he paid for all that damage right now, right? And because next turn I was just gonna have I had enough monsters in my hand to go into like burnihng, like if because he has to clear the Nightmare Shark. If he don't, then I'll just summon Tour Guide to make Acid Golem. So like given that, I was gonna just like BA Nightmare Shark, summon Tour Guide, go into Acid Golem, attack the game, but he ended up drawing a scale and a way to destroy his scout, and I got OTK'd. In game 3, a similar situation happened, except for I drew pretty nutty, and yeah, I forgot what happened, but it ended up happening. I just like put a fuck ton of damage on board, put him on the clock with Nightmare Shark again. And then he had 3 scouts on the field, so there's nothing he could do. He was under 1700. It took me like 5 minutes to realize that I can just game him with Nightmare Shark. I was all thinking about how I was like, should I Tour Guide and summon Acid Golem and do 3k? And I was like, oh shit. So like, yeah, I just like did that and I won. So yeah, that's it for my turn report. Just shout outs to Michael Lutan, shout outs to Alden Russell Williams for helping me test. I didn't lose to any Quillforts because like 100% there is no Quillfort player better than Alden. And yeah, just shout out to DGZ, shout out to all them DM boys in the Water Chat. You already know who you is, trolling it up and whatnot. Yeah, and that's about it. And shout out to my locals and stuff. Like y'all know who you are, my locals. Yeah, and that's really it. Oh, and shout out to Chun-Li because like without that I wouldn't have played that. Without that post, I wouldn't have played this main deck. So yeah, that's about it.